Hello and welcome to SaintsFan.TV, doing the big match preview, a massive game for Saints, Arsenal vs Southampton at the Emirates. I'm joined by Hassan Tariq and Adil Tariq, and we're going to be running through the preview as well as post-mortem of the West Ham game. So last week we conceded really early, João Mario scoring, and from there it just went downhill. By the time we got to half-time we were 3-0 down. It was a poor performance by the players. It looks like we haven't progressed under Hughes. However, we have to look forward to the next game, which is against Arsenal. Massive game, and we have to be looking for all 3 points in all of our remaining games left. Hassan, what do you think? Can we win at the Emirates?
Not for the first time in probably, I don't know, God knows how long, I'm actually looking at this game, and when I'm trying to predict, going my starting 11, I'm not basing it on our quality. I'm sort of basing it on effort. Who will actually fight for the shirt and put a shift in? Because I've got to say that I think we've got a lot of rotten apples in the squad, and I think a lot of changes are needed between the West Ham game and the Arsenal game. I think we've got to bring the likes of Davis, Prowse, Yoshida back in. People saying why they got mistakes and they're not quality players. That's true, but they'll fight for the shirt. All three of those players, for example, they've been at the club for over 6 years. You think they'll actually fight for the club? A lot of the players, I don't want to start calling out names, but Jack Stevens, Wesley Hoydet, Cedric Suarez, a lot of them just don't look like they gave a shit last Saturday. And I think we need players who actually care. So I think we're going to need major changes, but the club's an absolute mess from top to bottom. Look, we don't know what Arsenal side's going to come out. We've got a massive Europa League game today against CSK Moscow. Look, if they win this game 3-4-0, I think they'll go strong again, keep the confidence flowing.
Yeah.
But who knows, if CSK Moscow can keep it tight, maybe a 2-1 defeat or a 1-0, then Arsenal might be forced to rush players and they might play a similar team like they played against Stoke City the other day.
I think the problem with Southampton Football Club is, in the team there's no competition for places. Like, Tadic can play bad 3 weeks in a row and he knows he won't be dropped. Yeah. So there's no competition for places at the end of the day. You look at the bench and we don't have a like-for-like change. I mean, Bufal's not a winger. I've seen it, he's not quick enough to be a winger. Yet, if Redmond's not playing it well, Bufal will come on and play out of position. And then on the right you've got Tadic, and he's been awful all season. I don't know why Josh Sims didn't play against West Ham, but there's such a lack of competition for places at Saints, which is a huge problem. You look at our centre-backs, this is probably the worst pairing at the back we've had in about 5 seasons. And before we had Alderweireld partnering Fonte, and then we had Van Dijk and Fonte, but now we got Jack Stevens, who I think is massively overrated. Okay, he came in and did the job last season, but he's not the Premier League quality.
I thought Fonte and Lovren were pretty decent for us. No, we don't like Lovren a lot, but those two did bits together.
And then we went out and bought Wesley Hoot. He's had 1 or 2 good games, but against Liverpool he's bad, West Ham is bad, and it just shows that you cannot keep selling your best players because there's not always a viable replacement out there. The team for me needed improvements in January, and we had £75 million sat in the bank, but there was no intent to buy anyone. We panicked buy with Carrillo, and that was down to Pellegrino wanting to bring him in, but he doesn't look like he's got goals in him, and we need goals. And Charlie Austin coming back from injury, but he's going to need time, and you never know, he could just pick up another knock again, and that's him out for the rest of the season. Watching last night in the Champions League, and you see 2 ex-Saints players at centre-back, and you really do feel gutted as a Saints fan.
2 ex-Saints players scoring as well.
Oh yeah, Mane and Chamberlain scoring, because we've literally put Liverpool in such a good position. Yeah. Mane was probably, I always said he was going to get better, and I had people shutting me down on Facebook saying, oh no, we've mugged Liverpool off with 33 million or whatsoever. Now they probably think they've got a bargain because he's scoring left, right and centre, right? He's not as good as Salah.
Well, people say that like he had he went through periods in the season where he didn't do well. I still remember, like in the 15-16 season, I think he was like our top goal scorer, 16 goals still. We haven't, our highest goal scorer at the moment has got 6 goals, and we're coming towards the end of the season, and we were thinking, what's going to keep us up? It's going to be goals, and we haven't got that. We've got Shane Long, who scored 1 goal in like 48 games, and we're going to have for me, I'm still positioned with the guy against Arsenal because of the effort, but it just shows that what a state of a club we're in. Gabbiadini, I'm a big Gabbiadini fan, but he's been poor the last few games. His positioning, his work rate, it's not good enough.
Well, West Ham, it was just too many long balls, and I don't know if that's Mark Hughes. I mean, Cedric just kept thumping it up there. Everyone was just playing long balls, and Ogbonna, who was amazing aerially, was just shutting down Austin and Gabbiadini. I mean, Gabbiadini's only 5'11". He's not the sort of player you'd play up front to win the headers.
Yeah.
Carrillo as well. He's been really, really poor at winning headers. 6'3", and everyone's saying he's really good in the air, but I haven't seen him win a header yet. I think the only positive was Shane Long. I don't know why we've never tried him out in the right mid position, because I remember against Middlesbrough last season, away there, he puts in a good cross for Rodriguez, who finishes it well. So why don't we put him in that position? He's quick, and Tadic isn't playing well.
We've got no sort of system. Before, even under Puel and Koeman, our attacks with our wingers, we used to have Cedric and Bertrand. Sometimes Bertrand would combine with Redmond. The overlap on the wing was very effective. But now when we go forward, there's it's literally sideways back. We've got no system or rhythm. I know a lot of people are asking for a 4-4-2. 2 up front was it, and I think against West Ham it backfired. And this weekend I'll go back to what I think, because the midfield just collapsed.
It's not about the world formation, it's about the intent. You have to have the intent to attack and the intent to play. When we were under Koeman, we always went with that one up front.
Yeah.
Pella was our pretty much a lone striker, and Mane behind him were playing quite close to him.
Yeah.
But it was the intent, the players wanted to move forward. We had attacking intent. Nowadays, it's just backward passes. There's no attacking intent. When we set up, we don't set up to win games. I mean, I think it has to go down to Les Reed, because Pellegrino was just there for way too long, and it's so obvious the damage he's caused at the club, because the players just sucked the life out of the players, and they are so low on confidence. Very low on confidence.
I was reading reports this morning that apparently he might be joining some Premier League panel. There's a chance that he might actually leave the club. I know a lot of fans are quite excited about the new, but for me the damage is done. We've let way too many good players and managers leave the club.
It's very typical that Les Reed, as soon as tough gets going, and we're looking like, well, it's looking very likely that we're going to go down.
Yeah.
Don't say that being pessimistic, but we've won once in 19 games, and we've got to play 3 top 4 teams in our next.
Top 6, I'd say. Chelsea, Arsenal.
Well, then we're playing the champions. Well, City are going to be the champions this season.
Yeah.
Last year's champions, and Arsenal, who've turned it around as of late. So, I mean, we've won once in 19 games. That was against 18 games. That was against bottom place West Brom. Doesn't give you a lot of confidence. But I don't know where these wins are going to come from.
Who do you think their weaknesses are that we can target? I heard that maybe Chambers might play. So do you reckon, because their back four haven't looked convincing to me, do you reckon there's a chance that we need to just use pace against that? Maybe Shane Long, Nathan Redmond, even Josh Sims. What do you think?
I wouldn't play Nathan Redmond. I'm sorry, but the guy's got nothing to offer nowadays. I don't know if
who'd you go with?
Low on confidence or whatever. I won't play Redmond. Back four, I'd probably. I don't know. I'm not sure if McCarthy's going to be in goal or is he going to try and give Forster a chance. But
I'd stay with McCarthy.
Don't see any reason why not to. But I don't see any reason why I wouldn't want to change to Forster. Perhaps to come for those corners if he's willing to.
To be honest, I think McCarthy's done well. Most of the goals that he's let in, bar the first one at West Ham, I don't think he's had any chance of saving. He made a good save for Arnautovic his second, but then it parried and then he obviously went in. I'd stick with McCarthy in goal. I'd probably go with Yoshida as centre-back.
But the thing is, with Forster, is he's had a lot of time. He's been out since the Tottenham game.
I don't
remember when he came back from injury, 9 months of him sitting on the sidelines, he came in and he played probably one of the best games he's ever had. 5 clean sheets in a row. He was stopping everything. Yeah. So that's the only argument I have for playing him. But at right back, I would probably drop Cedric Suarez and play Jack Stevens at right back.
Really?
Because in the home game, Jack Stevens played really well, and he played at right back.
I'd probably go with Jeremy Pye. He played. I watched him against Watford in the Cup, and he played pretty well. Also, Bournemouth away, I thought he did all right. The thing is, to put the effort in, I think that's what we need at the moment. So, and then I'll go Yoshida, and then between Hoyt and Stevens, it's a tough one, isn't it? What would you do?
I mean,
who would you go with?
If you're going to go Pierre, then you're going to have to go Stevens, Yoshida. You can't play it.
I guess they sort of know how to play with each other, because back in the last season when VVD got injured, they So about 15 games with each other. So maybe there's some bit apart. They might know each other's game. So who would you go at? Would you stay with Bertrand at left back, or?
I don't think we've got another left back to play. Bertrand's actually been really poor, and I heard at West Ham he was smirking in front of the way
2-0 down.
Way fans at 2-0 down, which is disgusting.
He's captain as well.
Yeah.
You expect better from a captain. You think, comparing with the previous captain.
He's not a leader. He's not.
Nah.
I mean, we've seen live on the pit. Well, live as fans, the arguments him and Redmond have had on that left wing. It's just been hysterical at times. So I'd probably go for the Noah Vaught.
I read a stat that since Matt Targett's joined Fulham, they haven't lost a game while he's playing. Anyway, I'd probably go with McQueen. I don't see there's any reason to stick with Bertrand. His attitude's disgusting. And you see his dive as well at West Ham. His attitude's wrong. He's looking to cheat in games, which is. No, I'd probably go McQueen, his pace, and I think every time he puts on the Saints shirt, he just plays really, he gives everything, and that's what we need.
Yeah.
So I think that's our back four sort of sorted. Who would you go within?
Midfield, I'd probably go, I'd probably change to a diamond in midfield, just because to give us a bit more fluency, more, playing football. And we look so static at the moment, so I'd go with a diamond. Romeu.
Yeah.
And then the two normal centre mids, I'd probably go for Lamina, even though he's had a pretty poor game.
Yeah, it's been.
I'd probably still stick with him. Lamina and Højbjerg.
Really?
And then I'd probably play. I'd probably go for Buffon behind a striking partnership of Shane Bond and Charlie Austin.
I'd differ because I'd actually stay with 4-2-3-1. I'd go to 4-2-3-1 and I'd probably go with Romeo and then Højbjerg. Just out of all the players, put the better shifting, but he got dispossessed for the second goal, which West Ham scored. So for that reason, I'd probably go with Romeo and Lamina as holding personally.
Yeah.
And then I'd probably go with Buffon as a number 10. Because because I think Bellerin and Monreal are both pretty quick players, and he hasn't got much pace. So I'd actually go with him as a number 10, and out wide I'd probably go with Prowse for the crosses. I think we're gonna need his pace, and I'll probably go with Josh Sims.
Up front.
Up front, that's a tough one because we need goals, and I'd probably give Charlie another game. People being tough on Charlie after West Ham, and rightly so. I don't think he had a great game. He wasn't really in the game, but it was his first game back in 3-4 months, and I listened to what he said after the game, and he seems to understand the situation. It's tough because Shane Long puts the shift in, and then you have Austin. If you can get the right balls and give him the right chances, he will score goals. I think, and that's what we need. We haven't scored. I think we've scored 1 goal in the last 5 games.
To be
That's a disgusting stat, isn't it?
I mean, looking back
at a bit of a dilemma.
At the first game, the home game when we played Arsenal, Charlie Austin, where we score early and you think, come on. We should have won that game.
We had so many chances.
But then he had another chance, and he's right in front of Petr Cech, and you bank on him to score that.
You feel 2-0 would have killed the game
2-0 would have killed the game off, and we were good enough that game to get 3 points.
Let me know in the comments below, who would you go up front? Because Gabbiadini, Austin, Long, or would you go 2 up front? Let me know. I'd probably just persist with Long because of the pace, but that's what I'd go with. What Arsenal will go with, I think they may well go with 2 up front like they did against Stoke with Aubameyang and Welbeck. For the first 60 minutes against Stoke, I actually thought they were very poor, didn't create much.
They got a lot of pace in that team.
They have.
Aubameyang and Lacazette, if they're on fire. They absolutely done Stoke over. We don't want to make the same mistake as the Stoke. So wrap it up. Prediction. What I'm saying, we got 3 big teams to play, and we need to beat one of them. And I'm not going to bank on it being City at home. So it's got to be either this game or against Chelsea at home. But I'm going to have to be optimistic because we need the 3 points, and there's no harm in optimism. So I'm going to go for 1-0 Saints.
Oh wow, very optimistic. For me, after the last few performances away from, I just can't. We need to score first. I think that's important, and I don't know if we're going to keep Aubameyang out for 90 minutes. He's just a brilliant player. He's very, very clinical. And so it's a tough one. Arsenal haven't really got much to play for because they're not really going to finish in the top 4. They're not going to really finish below 7th. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 Arsenal win, and that's being nice. But what I want to see on Sunday is passion and fight, and I want to see that the players actually care, because the Newcastle, West Ham, it looks like a lot of them don't care. But it'll be an interesting game. It's certainly something we need to get something out of. So yeah, I'll look forward to it. So yeah.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe below.